Pika pika!
In this ancient primeval forest, water and sunlight are not the supreme sources of life. The power governing the ecosystem belongs to two opposing entities, taking turns to control proliferation and necrosis. Deep in the forest core, the creator hibernates in the guise of a petrified tree trunk. It absorbs minerals, creating a stable microclimate that shelters small creatures. When energy saturates, the bioluminescence process marks its awakening. Every step it takes stimulates the high-speed mitosis of the surrounding flora. But proliferation also attracts those who exploit resources to depletion. To protect the seedling generation, XERNEAS intervenes with a wave of biological radiation. The population regulator does not take lives, it simply resets the order. At the opposite pole, the second law of thermodynamics is silently accumulating. Like a microscopic black hole, the cocoon strips away all the vitality of its surrounding environment. Upon reaching the threshold, the destroyer arises, bringing forth the cycle of necrosis. When a population overpopulates and disrupts the geological structure, the intervention of decaying radiation is inevitable. The apex predator drains energy to disband the chaos. Very rarely, these two cycles reach their zenith simultaneously at the boundary line. Nature does not allow life to expand to the point of erasing death. Light and darkness collide, creating an extreme pressure differential. The clash is not a fight to the death, but a measurement of ecological weight. The reverse osmosis paralyzes any attempt to strip away vitality. The consequence is the creation of an absolutely sterile spatial zone. There is no dominator. Balance is re-established. Following the light zone to grow and cultivate, and staying far away from the silent void where necrosis reigns. A grand cycle that never ceases, protecting the eternal pulse of this planet. In this misty forest, silence is the perfect camouflage for death. Fungus, the patient mimic, waiting for nutrition to come to it. Curiosity is often a death sentence in the wild. The eternal sleep comes very gently. But the food chain order can always be overturned. Scolipede, a ruthless predator that knows no mercy. Defensive reflex, stun spore to slow the enemy. But thick armor neutralizes the weak counterattack. The impact crushes the mushroom's fragile structure. Final effort, high-density sleep spores. On the brink of death, it clings to life by draining the enemy. crushing pressure triggers cellular explosion. From the rubble, a moongus rises. Now, its body is a living fortress. Clear smog wipes away all the opponent's stat boosts. Draining vitality to nourish the new shell. Counterattacking the critical weak point. The death throes of a fallen predator. Rage powder misdirects the final focus. A ruthless finisher at unavoidable range. The predator has become fertilizer for the fungus. At 3,000 meters, silence isn't peace. It is constant biological vigilance. Curlia acts as the early warning system, scanning for psychic fluctuations within a mile. But the herd's survival relies on Gardevoir's ability to perceive time itself. Suddenly, the timeline bends. The sensory organ detects an imminent catastrophe. She isn't seeing the present, but witnessing a tectonic collapse 5 minutes away. A neural command is broadcast. Evacuation is immediate and absolute. Bypassing safe trails, they navigate a future map towards a dangerous bottleneck. A Tyranitar. This living tank is agitated by deep subterranean tremors. Blinded by rage, the predator becomes a lethal, immovable blockade. Direct confrontation is suicide. Its armor is biologically indestructible. Gardevoir calculates trajectory and gravity, seeking the cliff's structural weakness. As death charges forward, the Guardian chooses precise intervention over brute force, not aiming at the beast, but targeting the fracture point of fate. A calculated impact triggers gravity to neutralize the threat. With the path cleared, the herd reaches the sanctuary just in time. Suddenly, the prophecy is fulfilled. The seismic event obliterates their old route. The line between life and extinction was merely seconds apart. Processing future data exacts a heavy toll on the present body. In this brutal wilderness, survivors are those who listen to time's whispers. Gardevoir, the silent biological guardian of secrets yet to unfold. In the harshest geological labyrinths, food is a privilege. To survive, Axew must turn itself into a ghost at the bottom of the valley. Growth requires shedding. Through constant grinding, the old ivory peels away to reveal the ultra-dense calcium structure inside. As its biological size increases to the fracture form, its energy demands also force it to expand its territory. It ventures deep into narrow canyons, places that hold resources but lack escape space. And here, the food chain is absolutely dominated by a massive biomechanical machine, Crocodile. Its ability to manipulate the geological epicenter creates shockwaves that devastate all balancing efforts. To retaliate, Fracture focuses energy into its claws, creating biological plasma blades. But the difference in body mass is a cruel physical law that cannot be broken by speed. The apex predator immediately uses stratigraphic pressure to completely lock down the space. An unstable thermal mass is released at point-blank range to buy a few life or death seconds. However, in nature, life or death pressure is the most powerful catalyst. Internal energy reaches saturation, triggering a complete metamorphosis explosion at the cellular level. Using primal rhythms, it pushes its circulatory system into a state of controlled overload, maximizing physical kinetic energy. Crocodile attempts to re-establish distance with physical barriers, but Hackrus's new muscular system has surpassed all inertia limits. In a final survival effort, the former king releases all remaining seismic energy. Exploiting the opponent's momentum, Haxorus converges all kinetic energy into a single mechanical cutting trajectory. Centrifugal force turns the tusks into a lethal tool. Enduring maximum impact, the biological alloy structure of the tusks retains not a single scratch. At the very end of this barren stone labyrinth, the food chain has officially welcomed a new supreme apex predator, Mu, the genetic code of the beginning, playing among its creations. But the jungle always holds deadly traps. Intervention precise to the millimeter. The power that can crush stars used to cradle a tiny life. An invisible gatekeeper, always present but rarely seen. But disaster never waits. The power to move mountains executed as light as a feather. The noise of life gives way to the deadly silence of stone and metal. An ancient war machine lying dormant waiting for energy to reboot. Innocence leads the way to the abyss. The perfect feint. Mechanical speed completely overwhelms biological reflexes. Using the machine's own momentum against it. Softness overcomes hardness. It wants to devour the entire divine genetic code. In the eye of the storm, silence is the greatest strength. The mind reaches the state of void. All noise is eliminated. The machine pours all remaining energy into one final gamble. Surgical counterattack, precise and destructive. The origin gene delivers the final verdict. Genesis pulse. The machine has been permanently powered down. Where the ionosphere is thinnest, the boundary between the atmosphere and deep space fades away. Occasionally, these rifts leak a primitive life form, a living nebula. Having almost no physical mass, Cosmog sustains its existence by photosynthesizing cosmic radiation. However, this pure energy source makes for an ideal predatory target. When threatened, it reacts with an unstable quantum leap. Tearing through space consumes too much energy, pushing the seedling into a state of depletion. To preserve its core, the gas cloud undergoes a sudden gravitational collapse. It is now a miniature neutron star, so dense and heavy that it cannot move itself. This hibernation state defends itself not with a shell, but with a spatial magnetic field. Any physical impact is bent by a gravitational lens and completely repelled. Once the nucleus accumulates enough radiation over time, a cosmic fission occurs. If the flashpoint occurs under maximal daylight, it becomes an exploding stellar body, the dominator of the spectrum. All conflicts with a stellar body are resolved through direct destructive force. Its interplanetary metallic structure makes it an unbreakable penetrating cone. A plasma burst from the core will incinerate any will to resist. In this evolutionary branch, light is the symbol of absolute conquest. However, if the shell breaches beneath the silent void, the collapse will spawn a biological black hole. Radiating no light, generating no heat, it sustains life by absorbing all surrounding light quanta. Every hunt unfolds within the absolute silence of the cosmic vacuum. With a single cold decay beam, the nocturnal predator is completely stripped of its equilibrium. Hidden deep within artificial ruins swallowed by nature, an invisible ecosystem is still quietly operating. In a place devoid of sunlight, life exists in the form of pure energy. Meet Rotom, not a ghost, but an electromagnetic biological entity composed entirely of plasma. It acts as the immune system of this massive machine, living in symbiosis with the underground power grid. But the tranquility of the grid is being threatened by decaying invaders. Trubbish and Garbodor are drawn to damp, decaying environments. They bring with them deadly corrosive acid. Just a single drop of toxin is enough to cause a short circuit, completely destroying Rotom's life source. The self-defense response is triggered immediately. To fight, Rotom performs a rare biological phenomenon, mechanical resonance. The emitted heat reaches its maximum threshold, completely neutralizing the damp environment of the poison types. The toxic armor is evaporated instantly, forcing the small invader to flee. But the sounds of battle have awakened the alpha monster. The basement houses the central substation, the heart of the house's power grid. If the electrical box is destroyed, Rotom will perish. The desperate situation demands a different chemical reaction. By controlling the centrifugal motor, Rotom manipulates hydraulic pressure. The second variant is born, a mobile purification machine. The water jet, compressed at maximum pressure, acts like an industrial cutter. It easily tears apart the chemical bonds of the waste material. The hydrodynamic thrust blasts Garbodor out of the core area. The battle is pushed into the wild environment. The predator's rage explodes. Garbodor absorbs the surrounding trash to increase its body mass, preparing for a finishing blow. Outdoors, without water pipes or heat sources, Rotor must utilize physical kinetic energy. Rotational friction creates massive static electricity, turning the metal blades into plasma weapons. Rotom's most aggressive state is unleashed. The static vortex shreds the toughest trash armor using brutal centrifugal force. Stripped of its protection, the invader is forced to surrender to the law of natural selection. However, the cost of maintaining a combat form for too long is severe energy depletion. The battle ends. The mechanical phantom retreats to a dormant state, continuing to guard its very own steel ecosystem. In the ruins of human ambition, an ancient ghost awakens. No directives, no master. A perfect biological weapon, forgotten in the flow of time. It observes the new world through the lens of incomplete algorithms, curiosity, analysis. Leaving the organic creature behind, its sensors catch a more familiar signal: energy. Learning to exist without destruction. At least, not yet. But peace is a luxury in the wasteland. The dragon armor is too thick for superficial probes. Overwhelming physical power. System critical. Energy depleted. When technology fails, instinct takes over. The true Paleozoic monster has awakened. Brutal counterattack, precise, merciless. A cold calculation to open up the kill shot. Techno blast. The destructive power of ancient technology unleashed. Enemy neutralized. System returning to standby. It is no longer an experiment. It is a survivor.